Join Steve and I as we go out and capture images of the Ozarks and sometimes teach you a little about photography. Well, good morning. This is what we woke up to. I think we've got about 4 inches last night. It's still snowing just a little bit. My wife and I would go out. I'll take a camera with me. Now, I'm only going to take my tripod, my camera, one lens. My favorite lens, if I could only have one, would be the 24 to 70. And then inside my jacket, I have an extra battery for this camera, extra batteries for my video camera, and a polarizer just in case we get by water or something. A white balance on the white snow. And then I'll do a manual exposure, set my f-stop at f8, and then whatever shutter speed it takes to get my histogram to go all the way to the right of the histogram. And I'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, so down here you can just barely, let me move this out of the way, you can just barely see it. This little PRE is pre. So what I'll do is I'll hold down my white balance button again until it starts flashing. See it flash there? And then I'll take an exposure. Now I have it on. And see the good? It said it did. Let me do that again. See the good flashing there? That means it got a good white balance. Now I'm going to go through my info button here and see how my histogram, let me turn my, now the back dial here turns my shutter speed. But you can see if I turn it down, let me go to F8 first. Front buttons, f-stop, and I probably go to F10 today because I want more depth of field. Okay, now I'm going to turn my shutter speed, and you can see it coming in. Now normally your camera would have it that dark, but I'm going to move it to the right. That's how I get my exposure. Boy, it's quiet out here, so I'm going to bring the camera up. I'm just going to take a test shot here. 24 millimeter focus, and you can see the histogram picked up a little bit because I added some shadows. I'm going to focus on this tree right here and fire one. Now I have exposure delay. Okay, I'm getting what they call the blinkies right up here. So really I need to turn my shutter speed up a little more so I don't get the blinky. So I'm going to take another one. Watch right here in this corner. There, I got rid of it. And so that'll be my base exposure for the rest of today. Winter photography is you got to dress warm. I've got 3 layers on, and dress in layers. I have my gloves. I did put my lens shade on, trying to keep, normally I don't use a lens shade when I'm doing landscapes, but to keep some of the moisture off the lens. One thing I didn't tell you, I'm at an age where I have to wear glasses, and I have they don't call them progressive lenses. They don't call them bifocals anymore. Progressive lenses. But the last ones I bought, the ones you see me, they have the, where if it gets brighter, your your glasses get darker. I'll never order those again because when I'm taking pictures, a lot of times they'll get too dark and I can't really see the information on the back of my LCD. So from now on, I'll probably just order same glasses, but without the transition is what it's called, without the transition lenses on it. Well, for those of you that follow my photo channel, you may not know who this person is. This is my bestie, my wife of 42 years. She normally doesn't like to go along when I'm taking pictures because she's not into pictures.
I am. I like to see them.
But
I like to see the end result.
Steve's my normal. Steve's my normal battle buddy, but I have Kathy. If I slip and fall, Kathy can go for help or whatever.
Can you tell? I'm dressed all wintry and like I just woke up because it is winter. There's snow.
It is warmer than it has been the last few mornings.
I know, it's crazy.
29 degrees and the snow's falling again.
I know, so much fun.
So we're gonna go see what we can find.
Okay, this is what we're looking at. Snow. Lots of snow. I don't know, I'm guessing 4 inches? Maybe a little bit more. So we're at what's called the Ruby Springs. This is a trout are usually live here. So I think Mike's gonna take some pictures down here. It's beautiful though. Even though I don't like snow, I do like snow like this. It is pretty. So Mike, what do you got to say?
It looks pretty out here.
It does. That's what I said.
Did you walk down there already?
No.
Oh, I see tracks. Somebody's been down
I know, not me.
Probably Jack. She always comes down here.
Jax is another photographer.
That lives here in town. Now be careful.
Okay, I'll record you going down. I'm gonna go up here and see if we can see any trout. Can you hear the crunchy to the snow? Kind of murky. Oh, I do see some down there. I probably can't see them.
Okay, I've set up my first scene. I did a little recording on the Nikon here. I went ahead and put my polarizer on, so I'm going to take a second one. My ISO is 64. That's the native ISO right there. And I'm shooting a 20th of a second at f10. So I'm going to do another one. There's a little shutter delay. And there it is. It's a little dark, so I'm going to open it up a little bit because I put the polarizer on. And take another one. That one looks a little better. This is what I got. I got my camera way down low. I really like this, that I have this tilt screen. But you can see my level's not level. So what I'm going to do is loosen that up till I get the green. Right there. Pull back just a little bit. And it should be good with the same exposure I had last time. But I think I'll shoot a vertical here a little higher. And the sky is boring today. I don't know if you can see, it's just gray. But it makes for nice detail shots. Now, one thing that I do is I always put when I'm not shooting down low like that, I always put a leg to the front of the lens. Because if a camera falls over, it usually falls where the heaviest part is, and that's usually the lens. So I have a leg to the front. Now, I have this L bracket on here. I like it also because I can go to a vertical just like that. Okay, this is Mike's thing. I put my knob on the back so I don't actually turn it back here, and I don't let go of the camera until I shake it like that. If I have one thing that I don't like about the Nikon D850 is it doesn't have an oscillating viewfinder. Viewfinder, that's an old word.
Do you have to worry about your camera getting wet? It's getting snow on it and sweat.
It's getting snow, but I have my big towel. No, you mean the camera itself?
Yeah.
It's weather sealed.
Okay.
So, but every once in a while I'll take my camping, and I'm going to take this polarizer off. I don't think it's doing a lot of, well, no, it does on the water, so. And I'm kind of liking this composition. I'll do a little recording of it. Let me get it straight first. But I like these little logs in the water and going all the way back. I'm shooting F10. So let me do that. Can't tell if my lens is fogging. Okay, we're going to go back to the car, but I wanted to show you this. I normally just fold my legs in and I point my lens down and just carry my camera like this. So we're at the city park. We're going to go down. Our dog likes to go down to the river down here. It's the Ruby Creek. We're going to go down there and see if there's any pictures down there. This is one way to test your boots to see if they're waterproof. Mine are waterproof still. So I've got this leading line of the bank. The dark water, it almost looks black and white except for the color of the gravel. So let me get this started here. I'll do a little recording on my camera here. Composition, check the level. And again, in the Ozarks, you have it level on the camera, and sometimes when you go to post-process, it always looks crooked. So I'm going to focus a third of the way into the scene. F10, let me do a little video here. And this is the line I was talking about all the way back. So let me take a picture. Third of the way into the scene, check the histogram again, good, and fire away. The reason I move my histogram, ETTR, if you haven't seen that video, go back and look at that, is I don't want to blow out the highlights. You can't recover the highlights. You can open your shadows, but you can never recover your highlights. You just make them look dingy. It's cold out here. I wish my tripod had some insulation on there. My hands are getting cold from touching this metal. I have gloves out in the vehicle. I don't like to wear gloves. The gloves that I have are too thick and you can't move dials. I'm working on a project I've been working on for years. Someday I'm gonna make a book. It's called Places to Set. I've got a bench out here. Now I wish I had my other lens, but I don't want to carry extra lenses on a day like today. So what I'm going to do is zoom all the way out and compose that way. So, you got to get a little closer. So, now I'm going to level it again. Back in the old days, we had little bubble levels that we stuck in our hot shoe. And then check my histogram. It's touching to the right. So I'm going to touch focus on the tree itself, or on the bench itself. There we go. And there's the image.
You're ready. That's as high as I can go.
Okay, this was Kathy's idea. We've got these, show them the trees now. These trees right here. Like the trees, the way they line up and all the snow on them. The only thing I don't like, it gets kind of busy in the background. So what I've done is I've turned my f-stop all the way down to 2.8, focused on this front tree, and my shutter speed's all the way up to 500. So we'll see how that looks. Actually, it doesn't look bad.